Hey guys, Casper here with thoughts of the day. What a day when it comes to price action in tech, in gold, all over the place after the news with regarding to Trump, China tariffs down to I think it was 10% or something for the next 90 days. So again, people are getting caught short, all that good stuff. And yes, I look a little bit tired, but as some of you know, I did a late recording with Burak yesterday. His view on uranium, stocks, ETFs, miners, tech uranium, all that good jazz. And just like him, I'm also bullish, quite bullish actually. And we turned bullish roughly 3 weeks ago, maybe four. I can't remember the exact date, but there were some pretty important trend lines getting broken. And as always, he was 4 days ahead of me again. Um, he's really good. So check them out. You can find them here on the Substack. You can find it on the YouTube. And also go to his channel, both Twitter, his Substack, his trading channels.uk for more information on Borak. You won't feel bad or doing that. He's really good at what he's doing. So, thoughts of the day. Like the intro mentioned here, let's remove this beautiful guy. The intro, the intro that I made, again, subscribe and all that if you want to, again, both on Twitter, Substack, YouTube, all that good jazz. It's really, again, highly appreciated from my side. And it keeps me, I love doing this. Again, it keeps me pushing further. Um, so yeah, let's dive into the business. I want to talk silver. Um, Given the day being down 0.5% so far, fine. Again, it's still okay given the fact that gold is down 3%. Um, and yeah, again, the long-term take on gold, insanely bullish across the board from the weekly to the monthly. And we did turn bearish on that candle, short-term bearish on that candle. And I mentioned that, hey, I think we can see, 14 days, a month, maybe even two, of just consolidation. And that is still what we're building up here, in my view. So good. Um, ETFs are getting smoked today, 8% down. Oh, yeah. 8% down. But you can see we're hitting the triangle high. So it's just like gold now, I think we had the chance to pop. And I think this is most likely the outcome, something like that, right? So we could not waste, but again, take some time to clear the triangle high here. Um, so you won't get the big rallies until we start to clear 65 here, 66 on the juniors. Um, the gold miners still looks good. Again, I think we're gonna back test. I think we are now roughly, where are we now? 47. I think we're gonna test most likely 44 here, which is totally fine in my book. So URA roughly flat, still overall really, really bullish. Yeah, we turned bullish. It was down here actually. So 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Nuke's doing great. Again, I'm 100% expecting, not expecting, but nothing goes in a straight line. So that is a very, very steep trend line, right? Once we break that, we do the pullback. So I'm totally fine with that. Made the higher high, a lot of short squeezing here. And have we actually, I want to check if we've met the measured move from this little head and shoulders, 20% on top. Not yet. We still have a little bit more to go. We are now at 44, give or take. So 47, 48, then we have met this head and shoulders target. But so far, I'm still happy with the price action. What else do we have? I think fan here is starting to be a little bit interesting. I'm not, totally in love just yet here, but again, we did see a false breakdown here. So once we clear roughly 18, that has always been my level here, this flag. And we have like a head and shoulders forming here. So 18 and above is extremely bullish on fan. This is wind, by the way. But until then, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it by any means until we get that breakout. Again, I might miss out, but I don't really care. I want to see the bull flag break and the head and shoulders neckline. So um, oil, let's check oil because it had a big run today, but also again as usual during the U.S. Open, a pretty steep sell-off. You often see the sell-off during the U.S. Open. For some reason, the U.S. they hate gold and they hate oil most of the time. So, but again here, pulling back after a massive run. Yes, we have triggered head and shoulders. We have it here, not textbook by any means. And we're now coming back to support here at roughly 61.5. If that holds, again, that's the most bullish take. If we hold here, then we're going to rally all the way to potentially 66 for oil. So the downtrend is broken, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We broke on the fifth in this case. A bit steep, but still that's downtrend break. Bottoming structure here, bottoming structure there, made bigger double bottom. This is your midpoint, right? So yeah, you actually see we have some resistance somewhere around here, 64 as well. So good short-term price action. We're just waiting for it to spill over into the long-term stuff, right? And the long-term meaning, you can see here we had this major wedge breakdown. And that's until we get up, back into the wedge at roughly 66, maybe a tad higher, and ultimately break roughly 72. You won't see, this is it. This is the weekly, monthly, year-long run. It's still completely open that we could see roughly 45 before anything major, right? 45. So, however, if we come back in, we backtest, and then we go, I mean, that's insanely bullish. All these people here, I wish them well. All the guys shorting that one, I wish them well. If that's the case, we haven't been backtesting it. Remember, major trend lines breaking down or breaking out, you often see a backtest. And that's when the big moment happens. Because if we don't roll over further and we do this, all these guys, they are covering their position. Why? They have a stop right here, or the latest above the wedge, in this case, this high here, like 72 on oil. So short term, okay, fair enough. We're getting, some good vibes. Long term, hopefully it spills over. Yeah. What else? Oh, we have to talk tech, of course. We have to talk tech. The futures market opened up, I think, for 3%, like 12 hours ago, roughly. And we had the rising wedge pop to the upside. That is initially always a good thing. However, from lesson learned, this can be insanely dangerous because if we come down through the apex, I mean, that's when we're gonna see a severe, not severe, but a deeper pullback, like 10% easily on from the highs here, if we go around the apex and further down. But so far, it's okay. It really is. So tech is looking good, and yeah. What else did get smoked today? A little bit here. Again, we had a very strong Dixie. So all the selling, in my opinion, today in gold and silver, of course, we turned short-term bearish like 2 weeks ago, but a lot of the selling now in silver, gold, and palladium platinum is algorithmic, selling due to the very strong Dixie. So if you have such a strong day in the Dixie, you sell gold, you sell silver, palladium, platinum. I want to see how tomorrow goes for palladium and platinum before calling this a false breakout because the Dixie was so insanely strong today. So we might have had an overreaction, but I'm not gonna lie, that is a bit dangerous for palladium. So let's see. Same thing goes with platinum here, breaking out. Really good setup here, now coming back below. So I think once we start to trade below 960, that is when this is most likely a false breakout and we need another run. So a bit critical here. We do have this little pattern here. So um, if you want to give it more wiggle room, you have a stop below the right shoulder here. Anything below that, and for now, that is negated. So let's see. A rough day in the office for the metals today. That is not a secret to anyone, basically. Bitcoin, again, I had a little bit of I wouldn't call it a bull flag because I'm always a bit skeptical when you have the rising stuff here. And we did break down. And I do believe we're going to hit the blue here before anything bigger. So roughly, roughly 100K is most likely in the cards for Bitcoin. So we have divergence on Bitcoin and on the QQQ today. Again, it's one day, so I wouldn't really, put that much into it. Cool. What else do we have here? Do we have anything major on the softs that we need to look at? No, not really. Flat day. So yeah, strong Dixie due to the tariffs agreement. A lot of people were short. And like I said on the day on gold, I think this is a local top. I said the exact same on the Dixie. I think this is a local low for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin short term looks really strong. Let's find the Dixie here. So you can see here, this was where gold bottomed out roughly. And bottoming structure here, head and shoulders. You can even call this the neckline. So you still have the same view, right? So depending on how you measure, again, we have a target somewhere in this vicinity where we are today. So downtrend here getting slightly broken, depending on how you draw this. I might have to redo this because, yeah. But anyway, we're still having the first, bottom, you can say, because until then, it's basically, bear flagging, head and shoulders, boom, bottom in place um, for the dollar. And as usual, the people that are going long at the end of a trend or going short in this case on the Dixie, I mean, they're getting smoked always. So good. I have nothing further. Let's see how tomorrow brings. Will this be, again, this is my thoughts for tomorrow. Is this like a little mini blow off top to some degree um, on the QQQ, given today's news? Let's see. Have a great day, guys. Oh, before you go, again, we're having the silver down 0.4 and gold down 2.5. So that is a bad example, but we are. I wanted to do that. I thought I've changed it, but we did break down from this bear flag here. Spot price, gold silver ratio. So again, silver holding up so well for now. Again, if we see like 2% down on gold tomorrow, that will. I don't think silver can hold up at that point. But the difference here, encouraging still. Um, And yeah, again, tomorrow I think will be a decisive day. Is this a one-off or do we have more in the tank? That's all, guys. Again, remember, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Highly appreciated. And I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. Cheers, guys. Bye.